Please.
It should be cool.
Habari Entertainment proudly presents Habari Live. Habari Live. From Phoenix, Arizona. And you're listening to the Habari Live podcast. The show that brings you news, sports, and entertainment for people who love HabariEntertainment.com. Here are your hosts, Aisha, Jimmy, and Damon Dipleen Ellison. Let's get it going. We are all the way live.
Good morning, man. Welcome to another episode of Habari Live. Habari Ghani, my people. We are thrilled to bring you the latest edition of Habari Live, your go-to podcast for the pulse of Phoenix and beyond. Like always, we're all the way live in Paradise Valley in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm Damon Ellison and my co-host,
Aisha.
Yeah, your camera is bad. It's off.
Mhm.
We will be your
Yeah.
go-to guide for exciting stories and everyday happenings in our community, your vibrant community, your weekly dose of inspiration, innovation, and insightful conversations from the heart of our city. All right, let's get it going, man. We've had a crazy week of news with Trump and Elon getting into it. A lot of people. I saw Scott Jennings on CNN. He said, "I don't like it when mommy and daddy is fighting." Like, dude, these people are weird, man. That's
Real
just that was
weird.
just that's just weird. But yeah, we love to see them fighting. We love the infighting. This bill has been the avalanche that started for them as everyone's upset about this budget bill, big beautiful bill that Trump is trying to push through. Elon, he lost his tax credits, and he's not happy about that. So we're gonna see what's going on with that, and we had a couple more stories. What you got going?
Yeah. Sorry. This week, I saw a lot happening this week. There was a study that came out that said that marijuana use has now been linked to heart health risks.
Oh goodness.
A recent study published in the JAMA Cardiology revealed that regular marijuana consumption, whether smoked or ingested as edibles,
Mhm.
can significantly impair vascular functions, reducing it by approximately 50% when compared to non-users.
Yeah.
This diminished function is associated with heightened risks of heart attacks and
Mhm.
hypertension, which is drawing parallels to the cardiovascular effects observed in tobacco smokers. Now, I do want to remind you that this particular study only consisted of about 50 individuals, 55 individuals.
That's a
So it's a
really
really small study.
really small study. But
Yeah.
it seems that's the MO for a lot of these when it comes to these marijuana
Mm-hmm.
trials, that they
Right.
only get a few people that they can get in there, and with that amount of people, it's hard to come to a conclusive answer,
Right.
because you need more than that. But
Definitely.
I don't know, man. I've it's rare to see someone. I've never heard of anyone dying who just smoked weed and had heart conditions. It's not something that I've heard of. But hey, you never know, man. We are in a new age of information, and a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people are smoking every day. Like my boy here says, who was that? Like Paul Smith said, smoke weed every day. So yeah, so it's a lot of people that's doing that, and we're going to find out what are the ill effects of some of these things that's going on,
Most definitely.
and it's a lot more potent than it used to. So we'll
Mm-hmm.
see, we'll find out
Most
whether
definitely.
the benefits or what are hurting people also.
For sure. Also, this week, Trump implemented his travel ban yet again.
Mm.
Um, and it's affecting 12 countries, primarily in Africa and the Middle East. It's funny how he did that
Not
after he
surprised.
brings this white South Africans here.
Right. The countries that's actually going through the genocides, like the Congo, are blocked from coming
Right.
to America. You know, it's
Yep.
crazy.
And other countries include other nations that are included are Afghanistan, Iran, and Somalia. Additionally, there have been heightened restrictions that will apply to travelers from 7 other countries, including Cuba and Venezuela. The ban is set to take effect at 12:01 Monday morning, and the reason they're doing this is they're citing national security concerns.
You get the mark out one already. Oh man.
Oh man, I mean, it's just so crazy that the stuff that was happening this week and him placing this ban on a majority of African countries right after he brings in white South Africaners.
I mean, to
as
me,
refugees.
he has never hid what he thinks about people from the Middle East and people from Africa. I understand if you have a little bit more scrutiny of people who come in from areas that are war torn. I understand that. I understand them having to go through a little bit more of background checks and a little bit more information that they would want to learn about these people. But to just ban them from coming to the country, I think is ridiculous, man. I just really think it's ridiculous.
It is. It is ridiculous.
We're supposed to be America. This is what America's about, giving people a chance to better themselves. Yeah, not everyone is going to be perfect. We're not perfect. Americans aren't perfect. We do a lot of crazy stuff every day. So I think it's just anti-American to treat people this way. And it's very sad to see us go in this direction of kicking people out the country and putting up fences for people can't come to the country to become Americans.
Exactly. You know, in addition to that, this week, Texas proposed warning labels on certain snack foods. The new bill in Texas aims to mandate warning labels on your snack foods containing specific additives and dyes such as red 40 and yellow 5.
Yeah.
If this bill is passed, products like Skittles, Doritos, and Mountain Dew could start bearing labels that state they are not recommended for human consumption. The legislation targets 44 ingredients in total.
Yeah.
And it's slated to take effect in 2027 pending its approval from the state.
You know, I have to say that this is one thing I do agree with the Trump administration about. These all of these foods that have all of these chemicals that are killing people, I have to agree with them on this, man. This is something that should have been done a long time ago. And if you look at Europe, most of the products that we eat they're banned over there. And
well, they're not necessarily banned.
Yes,
the
they are
dyes
banned. Right, they're banned. The way the product is placed in America, it's banned there. So they have to change their product to be able to be into the European market.
Right.
And that's what they're doing. They change their product there to make sure that they can meet the rules and regulations that they have in Europe. But they don't change it here. They just change it for there.
Right.
And that's
going
crazy.
Forward, now that we have bills coming out like this, it'll be easier for companies in America to make American products that are within these guidelines that European countries already use.
Well, I'm hoping that something like this will make them change their product and their ingredients, period. For, people want to enjoy some Doritos. They want to eat Skittles. But why can't you make it the way you make it in Europe here? Why can't you just make that the uniform way that you're making your product? Why does it have to change when it comes to America? I don't understand that. We do know that we don't have much evidence.
You're right,
of
Paul Smith. Too many chemicals.
Definitely too many chemicals. We don't have evidence exactly of what's going on with all these chemicals, what exactly is causing, except obesity. So we have to do something
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that this is not the future for all our kids, man. This
Most
shit's terrible.
definitely. For sure. This week also, I saw reports that the Supreme Court ruled on a reverse discrimination case.
Mm-hmm.
And in a unanimous decision, this U.S. Supreme Court ruled in favor of Marlene Ames, who's an Ohio woman, alleging that she was denied a promotion due to her sexual orientation.
Man, this is crazy.
The courts deemed that Ames does not need to meet any higher standard of proof because she belongs to a majority group, reinforcing that anti-discrimination protections apply equally to all individuals. Now, mind you, when I first read these reports, some of the reports were saying that Marlene Ames is a white woman from Ohio, and she was up for a promotion and she got overlooked this promotion because a gay woman was more qualified, apparently, according to the company, allegedly, right? And then she was then demoted. Once she was demoted, a gay man was then hired to fill her position. And she felt as though that this was discriminatory against her based off of her straight sexual orientation.
Man, I mean, it's tough, man. I don't know, man. I don't know if these people did this on purpose to put someone gay in the position because she was complaining about this. I don't know. I just know that I don't know how she knew their sexual orientation. Were they like outwardly gay? You know, that's the thing. How everybody at the job know what these people do
Right.
with their spare time. Unless like they were just like flamboyant with it. I don't understand how everybody knew that these people were gay. But I don't really get it. You know, I would have to look more into this case. But man, yeah, you can be discriminated against. It doesn't matter if you're the majority or not. It can definitely happen. I don't understand the ins and out of this case to say for sure how this happened. She had lost her case up to the Supreme Court every single time. The Supreme Court seems to be pointing more and more and more further and further right and going further right. I would like to look into this a little bit more, but I don't know. I just think it's weird that everybody knew the sexual orientation of their coworkers. Like, unless they were just outwardly talking about it and had pictures everywhere of it, I really don't get it.
Right.
But who knows? I mean, I
The
see what you're
same way
saying,
she knows she's
trauma.
straight.
About it. I mean, I don't know. We don't know if these people were coming out gay and that's how she knows, or I don't know. Did they have pictures on their desk at work? I don't know the sexual orientation of all my fucking coworkers. You know what I mean? Some of them do talk about their relationships, some don't. So I can't say I know everyone's. So I would want to know how she knows that, and that I guess it's true because she lost. But it's a crazy situation, man.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I said, anybody can be discriminated against. It doesn't matter that you're white. She could be passed up. They could have been all had a group of people that was discriminated and everybody was gay, and they felt as though if you didn't fit into this group, you don't deserve to be in. That can happen. So it could happen to anyone. So
Most definitely.
but it's hard to say
Right.
what was going on. I would like to read more into it.
Mm-hmm. That's understandable. Also, this week, Trump has ordered an investigation into Biden's use of auto pen. Trump's directed an investigation into former President Joe Biden's use of an auto pen, which, for those of you that do not know, it's a mechanical device used to sign documents.
Hmm.
And Trump is alleging that Biden used this device. The probe is seeking to determine whether the use of the auto pen was part of a broader attempt to conceal Biden's cognitive decline
God.
that Trump alleges that he had.
You know, it's sad, man, that this is where we're at. Trump admitted that he uses the auto pen. That's the crazy part. On camera, he admitted he uses it.
So it's okay for him to use it, but no one
No,
else can
no.
do it.
If Biden was using it, it was because his mental impairment
Right.
was keeping him from writing himself. But if Trump uses it, it's because he felt like it. But if Biden uses it, it's mental impairment. I mean, it's just ridiculous, man. Biden is not the president anymore. Yeah, Wildflower Trump uses auto pen too. You're exactly right. And Biden is not the president. He's not going to be the president. Why is he trying? Why is he trying? Why are they trying to go after him? I don't understand it. Because you had cases that were pushed through the courts while he was in office.
Yes.
You want him back?
Yes.
You want revenge because you was the one that was a criminal and you were found guilty in the court of law.
Yes, that's exactly
and you're trying to push it through because you're mad because somebody made sure that the law was upheld when it came to you, because you're not above the law, Mr. Trump.
Right.
You're not above the law, man. And all your life you've been skating through and been able to get through so many things. You never face consequences. But this time you were called a felon. Even though you still was able to get to the White House as a felon, which is amazing. And especially coming from the party of
morals,
high morals and law. It's crazy to see you guys behind someone that is a felon and want him to be the king. So now he's going to investigate everybody he felt that wronged him. He's just going through with a checklist of the people that he feel
that
wronged him. This is the president that we have. And people are good. Look at Charlotte Braswell, go Trump. They're pumped about it, man. They love it. They love this mess. The infighting. Grown men fighting, tweeting about each other. They love this mess. This is what they want the country to be. Ran by kindergartners and first graders.
I think he's trying to get to the bottom of what was passed and approved without going through the proper channels. Trump doesn't go through the proper channels to pass anything. He just executive orders everything and says, I'm going to put this in. We're going to dismantle the Department of Education without going through Congress, which is the correct proper channel to do that.
I mean, the courts have shut down most of everything that he's put in place because I guess they don't read the law.
He don't know the law. He don't know the Constitution either.
I guess they don't read. They just put shit in place and then just hope that it skirts past the courthouse. I don't get the way that they implement any of their laws. I don't get it. I don't understand what they're doing. Do you have receipts of Trump believing he is above the laws? I'm guessing. We don't really need receipts, man. He didn't listen to judges when they told him not to send someone to Venezuela.
Speaking of,
he did not listen. He did what he wanted to do. That's when you said you're above. Even the Supreme Court told him not to do this, and he did it anyway.
Yep.
That's when you're above the law. I don't understand what you people look at or listen to, but that's a receipt. It's a big one. Go ahead.
Speaking of Trump not listening to what the courts tell him, now that he's made the public era of, hey, we made a mistake and we're going to bring this person back, even more outrage happened for Kilmore Abrego Garcia to return.
Oh, my God.
And Trump says, okay, yeah, we'll go ahead and bring him back. But we're not going to bring him back so he can face his due process to be deported. We're going to bring him back to face criminal consequences for human smuggling, for a video that came out of him being pulled over in 2022 in Tennessee.
Yeah, it's wild. It's definitely wild what they're doing. It's just sad. They finally gave in and realized, I mean, they already stated that it was a mistake that they sent the man down there. Now they're like, oh, okay, we're going to go ahead and admit that we need to bring dude back, but we're going to bring him back and we're going to make sure that he stays in jail. So they're going to try to bring back this case, which at that time, the police thought that he was trafficking. There was no
That's what
proof of him trafficking.
Right. There was no proof. The police just
None
made
of
an
that.
assumption.
They just said that we believe that they are trafficking, but we can't say for sure if they were trafficking. This is something that they have to prove. So we'll see. He'll get his day in court. They're not just gonna let this man go. I see. They're gonna fight it.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see where it goes, man. But it's definitely sad. So let's see the comments here.
Damn, this man is fine.
You can't do that. He has no choice but to go through the proper channels. When he was signing things, he allowed the cameras in. Name another president that I think every
Obama,
president
Biden,
has done that, my brother.
Clinton,
Every
Bush.
president. And the thing is, you can let people come in and watch you sign things and still ignore the law, because President Trump has done it several times. So we can stop talking about those things and acting like this guy is going the right way when we all know he isn't.
Right.
Let's see. Can you imagine a country where everyone can come and go, no need for citizenship or paying taxes? Well, if you come to America and you buy things, you are paying taxes.
You buy gas.
If you're talking about income taxes, if they work here, regardless if they are not a citizen or not, they still pay income taxes. They still can file their taxes. Yeah, man. They still can do those things. They get a temporary Social Security number, and they're able to do those things while they work in America. But this is America. This is the way they built the country. They wanted people to be able to come to America and go home, come to America or become a citizen. They didn't want it to be locked down, gates everywhere. That's not the country that your forefathers, that the Republican Party used to put on a pedestal. But they do not care about the Constitution anymore, which is crazy. Oh, only the Second Amendment. My bad. They care about the Second Amendment. That's it. And they care about the First Amendment when they want to say the N word. Then it's fine.
Right.
But other than that, they do not care about the Constitution. So it's pretty sad. What else you got?
Lastly, this week, I don't know if you saw it, but I did notice this, and I thought it was very surprising. There was a fatal accident on the I-10 in Central Phoenix this week.
Wrong way driver.
No. This one was a pedestrian.
Oh, goodness.
A pedestrian was fatally struck by several vehicles on the I-10 near Jefferson early Tuesday morning. The Department of Public Safety is investigating the incident, and the identity of the victim has not been released. As I was watching the story unfold, the remains of the victim basically were scattered along the I-10 because so many cars had hit this individual. So Department of Public Safety is asking anyone that may have been in that route early Tuesday morning to please come forward if you think you may have run over something.
Yeah,
it's very sad.
Yeah, definitely. I don't have too much to say about that. Nico, in short, what's up, Nico? Morning. In short, the Constitution only comes alive when it favors them. You are correct, sir. I agree with you 100%. Only when it favors them do they care about the Constitution. Other than that, it's nothing to them. I mean, they want Trump to run another term. They're okay. They'll put an amendment in there for him to, and this is something that the forefathers did not want. The first president, George Washington, he was offered another term and he said, no, this is not what I want for the country. This is someone they put on a pedestal, but when it comes to them and when it comes to what they want, they will change that. And it will not be a big deal for them to switch it up and do what the hell they want to. Let me see. Tim, there's a legal way to come into the country. What's the matter? Yes, there's a legal way to come into the country. Definitely. You get on a plane and you fly to America. Now, if you want to become a citizen, that's a different story. Yes, there's a legal way to become a citizen. But to visit America, you don't have to become a citizen. And there's a legal way. You just fly in this motherfucker. As long as you have your passport,
right,
you just come in. That's what happens. You fly in.
It's not like you submit an application just to visit America.
That's the way they think about it now.
Oh, we got to submit a job application to come to America.
You have to become a citizen just to come. That's the way these people want it. Why are y'all so scared of everyone? What is it that you're afraid of? Why? What is it? I mean, do you know that, like, just like the German chancellor the other day showed Trump how his grandparents were from Germany, how he's an immigrant. His people are immigrants. He's not an original American citizen, just like most of you motherfuckers.
The original American citizens would be the Native Americans.
The Native Americans who they slaughtered and killed.
The ones that live in the reservations up north in Arizona,
right.
Colorado, South Dakota, North Dakota.
Right. Let me see. Chip Tooth Tony. Should get that shit fixed, bro. I need to get some shit fixed myself. But anyway, Mr. Chip Tooth, let's open the borders completely for everyone. These people are legit nuts. I don't think that's what we said. You have a passport.
We know that's not your real
You
photo.
show your passport. When you come in, you fly into America just like everyone else. But if you overstay visas, just like Elon Musk did, the guy that y'all was like, y'all loved him just a couple of days ago. I know y'all hate him now, but he overstayed his visa. A lot of people overstay their visas.
Oh, like
it happens.
Like Mr. Elon Musk did.
Right, exactly. Elon and his brother. They overstayed their visas and built companies.
And admitted to doing it.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. The legal way to come to America, you apply for a visa, it's approved, and you take the flight to USA. You do not have to
apply for a visa just to visit.
If you take a flight without a visa, you will not be allowed on the first flight from your country. Oh, really?
Huh. I never heard of that.
The legal way to come to America, you apply for a visa, it's approved, and you take the flight. Oh, okay. So it's probably a little harder for some countries though, Nico. I don't think like if a dude from France wanted to come to America, he would just put in this. Oh, really? That's crazy. Why do you need a visa to come? I guess so. Look that up for us.
I am.
Well, why would you just can't visit? Why would you you know what I'm saying? You just can't come here and say, hey, I'm just going on vacation. I'm not coming here to become a citizen. I just want to visit. That should be allowable. I wouldn't.
Okay, so he's right. Generally, foreign nationals do need a visa to enter the United States for tourism or business. But there are some countries that are exempt under the visa waiver program.
Okay.
So citizens of participating countries can enter the U.S. for a short-term stay, usually up to 90 days, without a visa. But they still need to obtain an ESTA, which is an electronic system for travel authorization. They do still need to have their form in order to travel to the United States.
Okay. Definitely.
So we all learned something. That this is exactly what we're here for. You're teaching us something that we didn't know coming from another country.
You have to have a visitor visa. So it's just for sure. Let's see what he says. When you fly to another country, they ask you why you're here. Definitely. You have to have a reason. And if it's just a vacay, then you have to have an out date. Definitely.
The date that you're leaving out.
Most definitely. Who really cares? Democrat position sucks. On what? I'm a liberal, an Obama liberal. Bernie and AOC, the Democratic Party, who are independents, who just put the D. Oh, well, I don't even know what you're talking about, brother. You just came out of left field with that one. But anyway. Yeah, man. Let's keep it going. We're gonna go into some Habari News Weekly. Go ahead and run that for us.
And now, this week's Habari News Weekly with Damon Dipling Ellison. Sponsored by...
All right, man. Let's get into some Habari News Weekly. We're going to go into some clips and some different things that's been going on this week. Man, it's been an exciting week, man. I can't it's been definitely insane. So let's see what Nick say. Who really cared? Oh, that's the same crap. Anyway. So let's get into it, man. Go ahead.
Yeah,
It's today's. I don't know why I put it tonight.
yeah, I don't know either. Today's stories are very explosive, from criminalizing miscarriage to a billionaire breakup. We're going to unpack the headlines that hit hard this week.
Yeah. Let's start in West Virginia, man. Well, this is sad. This is ridiculous, man. This is the reason why women fight. Women have fought for 100 years for rights.
Mm-hmm.
This is a story that makes you realize what Republicans are doing. They're in your bedroom. They're in your doctor's office. You know, they want to be a part of your life, in your personal life, and make decisions in your life. This is what Republicans want. So we're going to start in West Virginia, where a horrifying proposal has been introduced. West Virginia, they want to criminalize miscarriages.
Mm-hmm.
Lawmakers in West Virginia want to charge women with a felony for suffering a miscarriage after 9 weeks. You heard that shit right, man. A felony, even if it's involuntary.
Yep.
They want to charge them even if it's not her fault. Most women want the kid. Most women are struggling.
Miscarriages are involuntary.
Most sometimes you can do things if you want to.
A miscarriage, right.
But most people are not doing that. Go ahead.
Right. And, this is just cruel and unconstitutional when up to 25% of pregnancies end in miscarriage. And these laws are targeting vulnerable women, especially in poor and marginalized communities.
Let's not sugarcoat this bullshit. It's not about protecting life. It's about controlling it. Yep. Controlling life. They want to make sure that the white people do not become a minority. And that's really what they are about right now. It's in your face for them to hide. They're not trying to hide what they're doing. Mm-hmm. They're trying to put people in jail just for having abortions because they want the people to have more babies. They've been saying it out loud. Have more babies.
Yep.
This is what they want.
And now you want to criminalize and punish a woman for having a miscarriage that she had absolutely no control over.
West Virginia and Texas, you should be ashamed.
Ashamed.
But go ahead and play the clip, man.
Pregnant women who miscarry in West Virginia can be charged with felonies related to disposal of human remains. The prosecuting attorney in Raleigh County tells 59 News, state law gives local prosecutors and local law enforcement a choice of whether or not to bring felony charges against a woman who flushes fetal remains down the toilet or buries the remains in a backyard. He says a woman could be prosecuted starting at 9 weeks of pregnancy, and he says the law would be the same for a voluntary or involuntary abortion. We ask how a patient who miscarries can protect herself legally.
I would say two things. Call your doctor, call law enforcement or 911, and just say, I miscarried. I want you to know. Isn't there a difference between somebody that's 8 months pregnant and somebody that's 9 weeks pregnant? Those are going to be decisions that are going to have to be parsed out.
Women are not required by law to report miscarriages or abortions to a doctor or to law enforcement. State code also forbids a woman from facing criminal charges for her own abortion. But Truman says he's spoken with several other prosecutors in the state who say they will file criminal charges against women who miscarry and dispose of fetal remains on their own.
So Lunatic Ren, I see what you're saying. The law is about the handling of the fetus after the miscarriage period. It has nothing to do with the turning miscarriages into crimes, period. You people are sick for spreading this. Um, the point is, my brother, that you are missing is that most people, when they have a miscarriage in the privacy of their own home, um, they can dispose of the fetus however they please. Now you're telling people basically that if you have one, you have to come to them and they get to make the decision on what you're supposed to do with your fetus. Like, what is this? Is craziness. I don't care what the reason why they want to punish people who have miscarriages. I don't care. You cannot make this law and try to make excuses for this law. This is ridiculous. How you gonna tell people what the fuck they need to do with their damn baby and their fetus? Like, this is insaneness. I just don't get it, man. Man, we West Virginia and Texas, I don't know what century you people live in. I don't know what people are doing. Are you people voting there? Are you just letting these crazy people just do whatever they want? You we got to be better, man. We got to be better. I hope that this does not come to fruition. I hope that this does not pass. But when it comes to places like West Virginia, and we see people like Lunatic Ren taking up for this stuff, it might go through. It just might go through, man. This is crazy. So next, we're going to talk about something, man, that's, we're all watching with our own eyes. We're watching Gaza being destroyed by the Israelis. I know it's a tough subject, but we all see the genocide that's going on. We all see what they're doing and how, with Trump in charge, they are unleashed. Trump is not going to say one word. He's not going to say anything. He can give two fucks about the Palestinian people. He's attacking anyone that even says that he's there against what the Israelis are doing right now. It's sad, man. This is sad times. He's trying to kick kids out of school who disagree with what the Israel is doing, trying to wipe out the whole existence of the Palestinian people. They're going to take over the Gaza Strip, hang up their flag. They want to kill every one of them until they're gone. And Trump openly said that how he wants to have new hotels there and they want to remake the Strip into something beautiful. These people are insane. They're disgusting. So let's listen to Bernie Sanders. He's going to talk about this a little bit. Hold on, man. Senator Sanders delivers a powerful message about Israel and anti-Semitism.
Yeah, he's reminding us of being critical of a far-right government that's killed over 53,000 Palestinians doesn't make you anti-Semitic. It makes you a decent human being.
Yeah, man. You can't be scared to speak the truth, man. When you got Trump out here and his DOJ trying to criminalize anyone that's speaking up against what they are doing over there. We got facts over fear-mongering. Let's go ahead and
I am Jewish. All right. I detest anti-Semitism, as I hope everybody does. It's a horribly destructive ideology. But to be critical of Netanyahu's right-wing extremist government, who have killed some 53,000 people in Gaza already, mostly women and children, that is not anti-Semitic. That is taking on an extremist, ugly government that is doing terrible things. What Netanyahu wanted, and what Trump is following through on, is to equate any criticism of Israel with being anti-Semitic. It's like someone criticized the Irish government, suddenly we hate Irish people. It's insane, but that is what they're trying to do.
That's what they're doing, man. That's what they're doing. This is what they're doing. We're watching them. This isn't America, man. Mm-hmm. The same people who are online hollering and screaming so they can say the N-word, talking about freedom of speech, are clapping while they're taking people out of school because they voiced their opinion on Israel. This is insane. And these same people, freedom of speech, First Amendment. But when the situation comes down to someone having a different opinion than you, get him out of the country. Kick him out. I mean, dude, this is not America, man. This is not freedom. Freedom is not that we have to fall in line with the way you see things, or we don't get our freedom. The freedom is everyone has a different opinion. They can voice that. You know, Trump voiced his opinion that he didn't care that what happened to the Jewish people, or what he wants to do with the Gaza Strip, how he wants to put Trump hotels up. He didn't hide that. He said it outwardly. So why can't people say it outwardly that they're against that? That they're against what they're trying to do to those people? Watching them people starve. People try to bring food over and people are getting killed. Like, it is really sad, man, to watch this. And the people at home who sit at home watching this and you don't have a problem with what's happening, you might want to look in the mirror, man, because you have issues. Mm-hmm. So we got the ADL CEO attacks students and protesters and Hassan Piker.
Yeah, meanwhile, the ADL's Jonathan Greenblatt continues to his smear campaign. He's now calling student protesters and Hassan Piker blood libel spreaders.
That term is rooted in medieval anti-Semitism. Using it against peaceful protesters and journalists is reckless and inflammatory.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and play that clip from Jonathan Greenblatt.
And what I really want is, whether it's social media influencers on Twitch and YouTube like Hassan Piker, or other kind of promoters of hate on YouTube and TikTok like Guy Christensen, or like, you know, these speakers at these graduations. It just happened the other day at MIT, spreading blood libels about the Jewish people or the Jewish state. It creates the conditions in which this kind of act is happening with increasing frequency. We've got to stop it once and for all. I hope the Trump administration will do just that.
Well, this dude, and this is the second person from Israel I see trying to tell Americans how to do our laws and put our laws in place. Number one, who to put in jail, what our freedom of speech is. They're really trying to tell us what we can and can't say in America. Like, dude, he's like, I hope Trump put this in place, and Trump is just following whatever they say. Like, this is not Israel, bro. We say what the fuck we want to over here. You can't come over here and tell us what we can and can't say on our YouTubes and on our pages. Take your ass back to Israel with that shit. It's not anti-Semitism, just anti-Semitic, just because we don't agree with your government. We don't agree with them wiping out the Palestinians. We don't agree. And a lot of people are gonna have things to say about this, and they can say what the fuck they want to. This is fucking America. You're not coming over here running shit. Take your ass back over there with that bullshit. On the real. Dude, this is crazy. And this is the second person. Netanyahu said the same insane stuff. We should start kicking out people who have anything to say against Israel. And get up out of here, man.
I appreciate y'all's comments today. Some of them are very hilarious.
All right. So next, let's Trump DOJ to review Biden pardons and his comments on Diddy. Trump's DOJ says it'll review Biden's past pardons. It's already looking into his health as president. Now it's looking into its pardons as president. But here's the kicker, though. Trump just said that he might pardon Diddy if he found guilty. He said that he used to like me, so off that, he'll pardon him, if he has the right money and everything.
Yep.
So,
and while we're watching this cartoon play out live, the justice system is now being based off of vibes and loyalty.
Vibes and loyalty, man. So let's go ahead and play that clip, man, of Trump talking about Diddy. Trump on Diddy is
apprentice. You mentioned once in 2012 that Diddy was a good friend of yours back then. he has since found himself in some very serious legal trouble.
Yeah, that's true.
Would you ever consider pardoning him?
Well, nobody's asked. You had to be the one to ask, Peter, but nobody's asked. But I know people are thinking about it. I know they're thinking about it. I think some people have been very close to asking. First of all, I'd look at what's happening, and I haven't been watching it too closely, although it's certainly getting a lot of coverage. I haven't seen him. I haven't spoken to him in years. He used to really like me a lot, but I think when I ran for politics, that relationship busted up. From what I read, I don't know. He didn't tell me that, but I'd read some little bit nasty statements in the paper all of a sudden. You know, it's different. You become a much different person when you run for politics and you do what's right. I could do other things, and I'm sure he'd like me, and I'm sure other people would like me, but it wouldn't be as good for our country. As we said, our country's doing really well because of what we're doing. So I can't, it's not a popularity contest.
No?
I don't know. I would certainly look at the facts. If I think somebody was mistreated, whether they like me or don't like me, it wouldn't have any impact on me.
Mr. President.
Woo, goodness.
Now, to address some of these comments, why would we pardon Diddy? The same reason y'all pardoned Todd and Julie Chrisley for tax evasion.
Man.
The same reason y'all pardoned NBA Youngboy and Kodak Black.
Right.
There is no reason, no rhyme, reason, or rhythm as to why he's doing what he's doing and why he's pardoning who he's pardoning. We could even say the same for the January 6th pardons that he made.
Well, I mean, one story that has came out of the January 6th pardons is the people that were pardoned on January 6th is now suing the government for $100 million. $100 million. They want from taxpayer money for attacking now listen to that privilege. They think they are owed money because they attacked the government. They killed people and they think that they are owed money because dumbass Trump pardoned these stupid motherfuckers. Now they're suing because they saw old girl family get that money, that $5 million that Trump gave to the old girl who was killed.
Babbitt's family.
Babbitt's family. Now they want their money. Yep. They want $100 million. This is disgraceful. And to see this, man, that people think they deserve money. Could y'all imagine if Black Lives Matter came out and said that they need to be compensated? And they sued, y'all would lose y'all mind. And Black Lives Matter didn't even do half the shit that the January 6ers did. But y'all would lose your fucking minds if y'all heard that. But these people have the audacity to fucking sue. Talking about they need $100 million.
The Biden regime treated January 6ers badly.
Man,
no, the fuck they didn't. They got treated exactly how they needed to be treated.
Man, I have never seen criminals.
I'm going to go attack somebody, and then I'm going to serve time in jail, and then I'm going to get a pardon for doing this crime and committing this crime. And once I get pardoned, I'm going to sue the government for putting me in jail for a crime that I committed.
That's why you don't
That's exactly what the fuck they doing.
You don't pardon criminals. You pardon people that's been in jail for a long time. That's not what he's doing. He's pardoning people who just got in, people that's only been in jail a couple weeks, couple months. Like, I have to agree. Biden, he did some bad pardons. I'm not going to say that all his pardons was cool, but I think that he knew, and we've all seen Trump come in office and retaliate on everyone. That's why he tried to pardon his family above beforehand, because he knew what was coming.
Yep. Biden knew that Trump was going to get in office and try to prosecute everyone that had anything to do with him losing the 2020 election or came after him legally. This is a revenge tour for Trump.
Definitely.
100%.
4 years of him getting revenge on everyone that he felt wronged him.
Yep.
That's what he felt. They were in jail for 4 years. They deserve to be in jail way longer for walking around the Capitol. No, bro, they stormed the Capitol. Man, it's crazy, dude, how y'all make shit look, man. I mean, walking around did you not see the people were beating each other? I don't understand, man. Y'all, man, dude, you people were crazy, man. They were selling pardons with auto pens. That I definitely think Trump is selling pardons. I do think that. I don't know what you were talking about, William Phelps. That's why I ignored you last time because you said something about blacks do it all the time. I don't know what you're talking about. Please tell us. Black Lives Matter didn't do nothing for the black community. Someone should sue Black Lives Matter because they stole money. Well, they didn't steal money. People gave them money that they never should have gave it to them
Dumbasses gave
because
money to
they
them.
were never a
It was
group
donated.
that said they were going to use the money for the community. They never said that. So why people were giving them money, I don't know. But it's something we talked about last week. Let's see. Never hive mind. Nobody has an individual thought. You are right, DG. These people cannot think for themselves. So my guy over here is playing Trump bingo, and they are hitting all of the marks, saying the same stuff. How many have they said already?
How many we got? We got
6 of them already.
Trump, all caps, Daddy Trump,
Mm-hmm.
nonsense,
Yeah.
Trump 2028,
Right.
illegals, everything that literally MAGA says
Over and over and over.
as their arguments.
They do not. For real, you are right, DG. Hive mind is what these people have. Hive mind. They cannot think for themselves. It's unbelievable.
They were just walking around, the police even escorting.
Let's see. Michael A. The problem is capitalism, not the Dems, not the Republics. Capitalism. Fred Hampton, MLK, Nelson Mandela, all of them. Capitalism is evil, bro. Capitalism is evil. When you have a government structure that is based on capitalizing on others, it's not a good system. Now we all don't. None of us want to be communists. We don't want the money dolged out evenly. We don't want that. We want to be able to create enterprise. We want to be able to build. We want those things. We want the rights. But we worship capitalism. That's why Elon Musk is making decisions in the White House. That's why we have Trump, because we worship rich. To us, they can do no wrong. That's why no matter how big the deficit grows, we keep giving them tax breaks. We just keep hoping that the rich are going to do something. And what do? They just keep making more investments for themselves, hiding more money offshore in offshore bank accounts. While we sitting here around hoping that the rich would do something with the tax breaks, that the money will trickle down to the poor. And we see the divide between the rich and the poor grow and grow and grow, larger and larger.
Biden got special treatment.
What was your comment, bro? It's Wesley, the truck commander. Yay, that praying grandma was beating people, right? Well, I'm not even sure what you're talking about. What is he talking? What you talking about? Is Wesley?
Can you scroll up a couple comments?
He didn't. That's all I see from him. Not sure what you're talking about, bro. Oh, here we go. How many Black Lives Matter protesters were arrested? Tell us about those mansions in L.A. Are you talking about during the fires where people were going into and trying to go into the mansions and steal stuff? Yeah, I heard about that, but I'm perplexed why you bringing it up though. A lot of them were arrested. A lot of them faced charges, definitely did, but this is not the Capitol. I don't understand how y'all try to put them on the same level. It really isn't. We've had riots and in the streets for years. We haven't had many people trying to take over the Capitol. This is the first one I know of. But I like how you try to make them the same. They're not in the same book. They're not even in the same category. But this is what you guys do, though. You know, it's just like I said, if Black Lives Matter ran into the Capitol, could you imagine how you motherfuckers would react? But when it's your side going into the Capitol, it's just some guys going for a walk. Black Lives Matters, They some people did some stupid shit. Some people went into places and did dumb things. I don't think that the group or the people that were marching would ever say that the people who did silly shit, anybody would take up for them. The people that burned things, the people that broke things, no one would take up for them. No one wants that stuff. We're trying to march for a cause. No one wants stuff burned up. No one's going to make excuses for the people that burn things during those Black Lives Matters marches. But January 6th, you people always take up for them. You say it was just a march on the Capitol, just a walk around the Capitol. He pardoned all of them. No Black Lives Matters was pardoned by Biden. Did he pardon them when they were arrested? Did he get that removed, expunged from their records? No, he did not. This is the right doing this. So to try to act like there's an equivalent with Black Lives Matter is just untruthful, unfair, and straight lying. Let me see. I don't recall you condemning the leftists when they stormed the Capitol and the Supreme Court. And what are you talking about? When? I've never heard of this. What was it called? They stormed the Supreme Court in 2018. When? Tell me. Are you talking about when they said that? When? Please post this because I would like to know. How many people were killed? I've never heard of this. SESWF. I think you're making shit up. Loss and pain would have acted and got treated the same way. Yeah, right. If Black Lives Matter ran up in the Capitol, they would have started shooting before they got to the steps. This we all know this. It wouldn't have been no all that stuff that when it would have been bullets flying. Stop it. If we had a baseline right to life, rights to water, food, shelter, and healthcare, we wouldn't have. Yeah, I agree. But a lot of people don't think that human beings have the right to healthcare, food, and water and shelter. They'll rather see you starve, bro. What is it? DJ Jello? D-Jello? Yeah, they'd rather see you starve than people have the free healthcare. They'd rather see people die on the streets than to give someone else a chance to get their problems taken care of. That's what type people we're dealing with. Nah, if it was black or brown people, they would have gotten. I 100% agree with you, Mr. Jello. We know how they've been different. We see how they were treated on the streets. These people tried to get into the Capitol and were treated better than people who were shot at on the streets with real guns. People getting killed, people dying. How many people we seen dying that got killed during those damn riots? Nobody cares about them. All they were out there rioting. But the January 6 people, they're getting $5 million. They're getting paid. They're getting money. They're suing for $100 million because they think they deserve money. How many Black Lives Matter people have been handed money? How many have sued the state or the government for the way they were treating people? And here in Phoenix, they were just arresting people for no reason, beating people, arresting them, putting them in jail for no reason. And a lot of people tried to fight against that, and you know what? They lost. They lost, but the January 6ers, they got the president fighting for them. Come on, man. No, you're right, loss and pain. Not just black people died of police brutality. I say that all the time. I agree. It's not just black people that die in police brutality. All people that die in police brutality. And I think that it should be a group of all people that are standing up against police brutality. But that's not the way it goes. It's the black people that stand up against the injustice. So when they're doing that, they're like, hey, man, our lives matter. We have the other people, they're posting on their thing, thin blue line, back to blue. When it comes times for everybody to come together and say, hey, let's try to do something for these police officers that are killing people on the streets. The other side, back to blue. It doesn't matter what they do or who they kill. They kill all type people. They killed a guy here in Glendale. Dude was a homeless man. They got the wrong guy. Shot him, killed him. White guy still walked away. Police didn't do anything. They're not going to get any charges, see any charges. They went to the wrong guy. The other guy that they were supposed to get, he ended up shooting and killing himself. But they shot up the wrong dude, and all of those police officers get to go home. They get to face no charges for what they did to that man.
And not even a single "I'm sorry."
Nothing.
To the family.
Nothing. And he was white. And I believe that the man deserves justice. I don't give a fuck what color he is. And those are the things that we have to come together as a country. But when it's somebody that looks like me that's saying, man, the police officers are doing it, the other side, back to blue. Back to blue. Thin blue line, we're with them. The cops can do whatever they want. I think that when we're going against these police officers, we shouldn't just focus on black people, because that's not going to move the needle, because it never has.
It's police brutality across the board.
It's police brutality across the board. It don't matter who is being beat, who is being killed. We need to rise up for them. For all cases when somebody is being unjustly killed, murdered, beaten,
and railroaded.
We should stand for them. It shouldn't matter what color they are. I mean, I have to agree with you. We came out with Black Lives Matter. They came out with All Lives Matter. Not saying, hey, you know what? We're with y'all. All lives matter. We're against the police. No, they were like, no, we're on their side. All lives matter. Forget Black Lives Matter. That's what they was on. Instead of joining in and saying, you know what? The police have been going too far. They do kill a little. No, we're going to ignore who they kill. Fuck them. We're against you motherfuckers. And that's the problem with this country. It is something that people were standing up for, saying, hey, let's do something to try to stop police brutality. Instead of the other people joining in, they're against them. Mm-hmm. They're gonna scream them down. We were just talking about Rando. We were just talking about police brutality and some of the things that has been looked over for January 6th, and some of the things that we should come together as a country to stand up against. It just delved into a further conversation about that. But let's go ahead and get into this, man. Elon Musk versus Trump over the budget betrayal. It's been hilarious watching them fight. Elon Musk said that Trump was in the Epstein files. That's the reason why he hasn't shared them. Trump came back saying that Elon is an addict. That if he takes away his contracts, that will hurt him, and take all his money away and save America a lot of money. It's crazy to see these people fighting, but I never really understood why Elon went to the right. It never made sense to me. But this is what he's doing. So go ahead.
Yeah. So next up, we had Elon Musk is calling Trump out for his GOP budget, saying that it betrays us, the American people. Musk told voters to fire every politician who supports this big, beautiful bill.
Go ahead and run that clip, man. It's not that one. I think it's that.
He's upset. Remember, he was here for a long time. You saw a man who was very happy when he stood behind the Oval desk. And even with the black eye, I said, "Do you want a little makeup? We'll get you a little makeup." But he said, "No, I don't think so," which is interesting and very nice. He wants to be who he is, so you could make that statement too, I guess. Look, Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if we will anymore. I was surprised because you were here. Everybody in this room practically was here as we had a wonderful send-off. He said wonderful things about me. You couldn't have nicer. Said the best things. He's worn the hat. Trump was right about everything. And I am right about the great, big, beautiful bill. We call it a great, big, beautiful bill because that's what it is. And again, biggest tax cuts in history, biggest economic development moves anywhere. We've never done anything like it.
What's good?
I'm gonna tell you like this. Doing work, it's funny that you people think that we are liking Elon again. No, we still hate his guts.
Definitely.
We're just clapping to see them two idiots fighting
Fight.
and going at each other's throats. We hate them both. Period. No one likes him now. Now he's hated by the left and the right.
And he's losing money.
I don't know what he was thinking about. It was a bad idea. He put himself on the right. Now he's trying to say he's against Trump. Like, this is a bad position. I don't know what the fuck he's thinking about. It's just not a good fucking idea what he's trying to do. I mean, you're just hurting yourself.
Nobody's loving him. They're loving the truth coming to light.
Yeah, that's all. You're right, True Logic. We do not give a fuck about Elon fucking Musk. We care about the truth, and we love to see these two tearing each other apart. I love Tesla.
Let's show what he said.
Oh man, you gotta love it, man. And hey, it's hilarious. It's hilarious to see them tear each other apart, because we knew that this structure was built on sticks.
Man,
we knew it. We knew it from the beginning. They didn't see eye to eye on anything.
On anything.
The number one thing Elon cares about is his money. So you taking those EV credits away, that hurts the people trying to buy electric cars. Bro, he's mad about that. And everything that Trump does, he doesn't care about the environment, and the right doesn't care about the environment. So it's weird that you are putting yourself in place with these people who do not give a fuck about anything that you care about. They don't care about electric cars, bro. They never have. The only reason he said get a Tesla or even had a Tesla is because he was trying to stick it to the liberals, because we were hurting him and not buying his cars anymore. That's why I never understand how stupid it was to go to the right, because you were mad about your daughter and you wanted to talk shit about her on fucking Twitter. So you wanted to be big up with freedom of speech. This was the dumbest move I've ever seen. This guy's supposed to be fucking smart. When you're looking at your bottom line, this is going to hurt you. The liberals are the ones that buy electric vehicles. I don't understand what you're talking about. And then you're going to become enemies with the right. They never gave a fuck about your cars any goddamn way. But you're going to make them hate you too? Like, dude, I don't know what the fuck you're doing, but hey, your company took a hit as soon as you start fighting with the dude. Your company took another hit. I mean, Tesla is not going to be worth anything after this dude is done with it. I don't understand how the people on the board are still letting this dude be in charge. I would have kicked him out the board 3 months ago when he was up there jumping around for Trump. Because me, myself, I'm thinking about my money, not no fucking left or right bullshit. But now Elon, he's talking about creating his own party. You think you got that power? You think you got it like that, bro? Because I don't think you do. I don't really think you do. At all. Let's go into a couple comments here. What you got to say, DJ Jackson? You know, I didn't particularly care for a couple presidents in the past, but I can't say that I hated anyone because they didn't do anything to me. I can say I hate this motherfucker that's in office right now. Strongly. I've never seen someone so vindictive, so evil. This is not the type of leadership that I would want for even my household, my company, my business. I wouldn't want anybody in charge that treats people like this. So I don't know, man. Let's see what we got here. True Logic. You do know that the economy is going to take a call and we are going to feel it, right? Yeah. I mean, it's taking a hit already. We're seeing the ports already are being slowed with the amount of products that's coming in. We got economists saying that we're going to have a COVID level on when it comes to supplies. We're going to start running out of supplies. It's going to be like COVID all over again. because he wants to implement laws that he wants warehousing and he wants manufacturing back in America. And we all want that. We all want jobs in America. But manufacturing does not happen overnight. I understand if you put in laws to try to get people to put in build manufacturing in America, but you have to give these people 4 to 5 years to get their shit together. You want to make sure you know, he say things like, we don't want to hurt the rich people by raising their taxes because they will leave. But then you hurt them by putting in tariffs. And they're all complaining about it, saying that these tariffs are killing their company. So I really don't understand the logic behind that at all. But hey, whatever, man. He believes in these damn fucking tariffs. They're tearing the economy apart. And it's going to take people years to get manufacturing in place in America. So in the meantime, we are going to be hurting. We're going to take hits. We're going to pay more for products. It's going to be tough. What you say, Blue Oyster Code? Linda McMahon says 1.2 million equals. Yeah, that was funny, man. That was hilarious, man. We are doomed. And this is the lady who's in the head of Department of Education. She doesn't know the difference between 1.2 million and $1 trillion, man. That clip was just ridiculous seeing this. So let's go to Trump being a dick again. Treating my man Biden like shit, talking about his cancer diagnosis. Trump, someone who's asked if he felt bad, he was asked if he felt bad about President Biden's cancer diagnosis.
And Trump's response was just as cold-blooded as he is. Let's go ahead and play that clip.
He's been a sort of a moderate person over his lifetime, not a smart person, but a somewhat vicious person, I will say. If you feel sorry for him, don't feel so sorry because he's vicious. What he did with his political opponent and all of the people that he hurt a lot of people, Biden. And so I really don't feel sorry for
him.
I don't feel sorry for him.
That is some fucked up shit to say about a man that is facing a disease that might kill him. This dude, he's like, you know how the Grinch, when he loses his heart, it just gets small, and that's this motherfucker, man. His heart is so small now, the size of an acorn,
a mustard seed.
This dude he's a piece of shit. But when you're like this and you're rich like this, you don't care about no one except you. Like, dog, I mean, you don't have to agree with Biden. You do not have to agree with everything he put in place.
Biden incompetence was covered up, and you don't even care about the double standard. So where is Trump's medical history? Where is his report?
Please show me.
Where is Trump's tax returns?
Please show me.
Because every president has shown these items, except for Trump.
Right.
Where I'd like to see Trump's medical records and see what's going on in his shit.
Mm-hmm.
Let him produce his. When's the last time you had a prostate exam, Trump? When's the last time you had a colon cancer screening?
Right. I mean, just like they said over and over again, once you hit that
70
age,
years old, they 60, 70, they don't even test you anymore.
They don't do the screenings
anymore. It's not recommended. So when's the last time you had one of these screenings? You're 79 years old. You're liable to have had these screenings more than 10 years ago. But you want to talk about, I feel sorry for him. He was incompetent. He's got mental decline. But you ain't producing shit.
And we also see that, you know, Trump, a lot of doctors have said we see a cognitive decline when it comes to Trump. And a lot of you Trumpers, you're going to ignore that.
They don't believe it.
But, you know, you are so focused on Biden. And the reason why he didn't run versus Trump is because of his cognitive decline. So all of you talking about, oh, they hit it. Oh, they was being scandalous. But they kicked him out. He didn't run for the president for a reason. It's a reason why the dude isn't in office. It's because he didn't run because of his cognitive abilities were declining. I don't understand what you motherfuckers are even talking about. It doesn't make any sense at all. We saw that Biden was not the same person he was when he came in office. That is the reason why they ran Kamala. That is the reason why she ran. Harris ran is because his decline.
D-Jello, Donald Trump confirmed wears adult diapers and relieves himself in them.
I bet all that McDonald's and bullshit he been eating and Captain D's and KFC, I know his colon is trash.
Followed by Blue Oyster. Trump is 6'3" and shorter than 6'2" Vance.
Lying, man. They be lying. Biden is trash to people. Oh, poor guy. Can y'all imagine if Kamala was president right now? Dude, it's man.
I would be more happy with that than what we have now.
We got a president fighting with the richest man in the world on social media, and y'all see us talking about what Harris would have been. Man,
and
she would have
the
been
thing.
10 times the person that
they
this person
cry
we
and
have
complain.
right now.
Oh, what if Kamala had a won? What if Kamala had a won? Y'all do know that if Biden would have stayed on the ticket and he would have won and something would have happened to him, Kamala would have taken over.
Man, they don't care. They just didn't want it. So, like I say all the time, man,
the mission know that, right?
was to keep a woman out of there. That's why he's been able to beat up on women both times that he ran, because America is not ready for a woman president.
Because
we're not ready, man.
Men, particularly white men, don't want a woman telling them what to do.
I don't know what it is.
Men do not like women telling them what to do.
I don't know. I don't know what the reason is. I'm not going into all that. The only thing I know is just it's proven that they don't want a woman as president, because both of the women had way more experience. Both of them had a better temperament, better plans, and they still lost to this felon idiot. So let's see. Let's go into the next one here, man. So
we're gonna go ahead and talk about Kennedy.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Kennedy,
about the Vietnam tariffs.
The tariffs for Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
And go ahead.
Senator Kennedy asked a rare and decent question about trade this week. If Vietnam drops all tariffs, should the U.S. do the same?
Mr. Scott Lutnick's answer was absolutely not. Then why do we pretend free trade is fair?
Let's go ahead and play that clip.
If Vietnam, for example, came to you tomorrow and said, okay, Mr. Secretary, you win. We're going to remove all tariffs and all trade barriers. Would the United States please do the same? Would you accept that deal?
Absolutely not. Okay. Absolutely not. That would be the silliest thing we could do.
Why is that?
Vietnam has a $125 billion exports to us and imports from us $12.5 million. And you're thinking, Vietnam exports $125 billion?
I'm aware of the figures, but tell me.
But where do they get it from? They buy $90 billion from China, then they mark it up and send it to us.
So you're
just a pathway of China to us.
You wouldn't accept that deal?
No, it's a terrible deal. We're the one with money. We're the one with the store. Of course they want us to take down.
What's the purpose of reciprocity then? Is reciprocity not one of your goals? Are you telling the president that we shouldn't seek reciprocity? If that's what you're telling him, why are you trying to do these trade deals?
What do we want? We want to encourage Vietnam to produce products they're great at producing.
But I want to get back to reciprocity. You just said you don't believe in it. You don't accept reciprocity as a goal. What are you negotiating in these trade deals?
Why would we open our bank account and their bank account when ours is 10 times bigger?
Why are you negotiating trade deals? You're trying to get other countries to lower their tariffs and trade barriers in return for us lowering ours.
That's true for the things that they'll take from us.
That's called reciprocity.
Of course.
So are you or are you not seeking reciprocity in these trade deals?
We are absolutely seeking reciprocity with respect to things that can be reciprocal.
But you just said,
but when they're importing from China and sending it to us, they're not.
You just said that if a country came to you and offered you the ultimate reciprocity, no tariffs, no trade barriers, in return for us doing the same, you would reject that.
Of course, because they buy from China and send it to us. Don't you agree with
Suppose
me?
they said we won't buy from China.
Now we're talking. Now we're talking. If it was Vietnam,
would you accept that deal?
we would consider it. For what things? For
What
products?
would you want to change?
Well, there are certain products we want to reshore. We don't want other people making them. We want to make pharmaceuticals here.
All right.
We need to protect.
But fails to realize that America does not manufacture half of these fucking products anymore.
Man.
Our American companies are in these other countries manufacturing these items for a reason.
I don't think they understand what trade deficits are.
They don't.
I mean, Vietnam has how many people compared to what we have? I just don't get it. I just don't understand why they're so worried about these deficits.
As of 2023, Vietnam's population is 100.4 million people.
Right. I just don't get it, man.
And America, as of 2024, has 340.1 million. Triple the amount of people in America than in Vietnam. Of course, they're going to import more from us.
Well,
of course.
And also, it's an imbalance is primarily driven by Vietnam's strong export performance and the United States' high import demand, particularly for goods like electronics, clothing, and footwear. Additionally, the U.S. trade deficit with Vietnam has been exacerbated by trade tensions and the relocation of manufacturing from China to Vietnam, which has increased the volume of goods exported from Vietnam to the U.S. Okay. Definitely something. We all want to get more manufacturing in America, and that's definitely something that needs to be talked about. But
Chevy Kev, there's always a hypocritical double standard when it comes to the Republicans. He needs not run. Oh, he didn't run. There must be a cover-up. It's a typical MAGA Republican silly shit. It never ends.
Yeah.
You're exactly right. It never ends. I agree. 100%.
I have to agree. You are correct. And then let's go to Blue Oyster. If abortion is murder, then masturbation is genocide. Having a period is murder. That's your logic. It's the woman's body, not the man.
100%.
I agree with you. I 100% agree. That is some real stuff, man. And I love every word of that. It's ridiculous. We have these men trying to make decisions for women and what they should do and what they cannot do. It's really ridiculous.
If they want to say abortion is murder and miscarriage is illegal, then you going to a sperm bank and squirting into a cup should be illegal.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
Sorry.
That's
insane. Just the way it should be.
Right. So let's go into these ICE raids this week, man. We've seen some crazy stuff coming out of California this week, basically San Diego. But let's talk about it. ICE raids restaurants, and the community is starting to fight back. Back to the streets in San Diego, ICE agents in unmarked cars raided a local restaurant, arresting undocumented workers.
Yep. But the community, they're showing up and showing out.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead and watch the clip of how they blocked ICE and then chased them off the block.
Should be that, yep.
Fucking shame! 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 Back up! Yeah, back up! Back up! Shame! 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 Back up! Yeah, back up! That's right! Fucking cowards!
So glad they did
Go!
it.
Yeah, get the fuck out! Get the
That's
fuck
right,
out!
Run them out the block.
Fucking cowards! Cowards! Fucking cowards! Nazi fucking coward! That's right. That's
Called him a Nazi coward.
Yeah, man.
For real. I'm so happy that that people are finally deciding to do this and stand up against ICE.
Fuck them. They're coming in, fucking with people who are just trying to go to work. People are sick of this shit, man. People are sick, man. They're tired of it. The way you treating these people who just come here to work, take care of their families. It's garbage, dog. And I'm so happy that they treated them like that.
Yep.
They walking around with masks on, running up on people, grabbing people while they're at the courthouse, while they going to grocery shopping, while they're at their jobs. This shit is disgusting. How was Obama able to do all this fucking shit without all this? Please let me know.
He deported more people than Biden and Trump
combined. Let me know. Let me know how he did this without all this mess. It's embarrassing, dog, that our fucking government is treating people like this. I just can't. I don't understand what is going on, man. Yeah, that's why we just brought it up, Gordo Mora. Obama deported 5 million people, and people were not treated like this. He didn't do things like this, man. He didn't do that. He didn't attack people. He didn't go to people's jobs. You think Fox News would have let him get away with that if he was? Come on, man. Now let's go into the ICE director. He's complaining about being doxxed.
Mm-hmm. The ICE director, Todd Lyons, is now upset about his agents being doxxed, and says that they might need masks to hide their identity. Like this is something from The Watchmen.
No, he didn't, Gordo. Stop lying. Don't lie. And hear me out. Let's stop raiding people's lives secretly like it's 1950.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and play the clip of this brother talking about it. I think it's what's the top one say? I think it's San Diego. No, it's not that one. It's a guy talking about it. What did you name that one?
Todd Lyons.
You didn't name it that, I don't think.
I don't think I did.
There you go. No, it's not. It's not the green black dude.
The utility worker one?
Yeah, I think it's that.
Hiding their identities?
Yes, it's the utility workers. I don't know why she named it that. Who knows?
Suspected were immigration enforcement officers. They say not only were they in unmarked vehicles, but they were asking unusual questions and claimed that they worked with Tucson Electric Power.
Don't open the door. They don't have a warrant.
This video shows two men looking for the man inside the home, asking about a missed court date. But this neighbor jumped into action.
And I was like, no, don't open the door. And then they're like, this is ICE. And I said, yes, this is ICE. And
Christine Carino says the incident started when they asked her questions while watering her yard, saying they were with Tucson Electric Power. She says that's when they started walking toward her neighbor's home.
So the young boy, which is a stepson, allowed them to come in thinking they're from Tucson Electric Power. And you're lying. You are not in a uniform.
But she quickly confronted the impersonators. Spokesperson with Tucson Electric Power told me their vehicles are always marked and they always identify themselves, which wasn't the case here. And why this neighbor wanted others to know what was going on.
What advice would you give to people in other neighborhoods around Tucson after what you experienced?
Know who comes in and out. Pay attention, you know. If you are able to help, help. It's only right. It's humane. He didn't have no warrant, not wanted person. And because we voiced for him, we all started coming together. He was able to stay home.
We have reached out to confirm whether these were ICE or Homeland Security agents, but we haven't heard back just yet. Now, in the meantime, Tucson Electric Power is sharing more information on how to make sure the people that you're speaking to aren't impersonators. We'll have that and further updates on our website at kgun9.com. Reporting from the south side of Tucson, Raina Preciado, KGUN.
Let's go ahead and address some of these comments, especially this one here from Teamster. They are here illegally, taking jobs from citizens. Do you care about the country? You may be, or you're worried about jobs for citizens. Here's the thing, Teamster. Are you going to go pick the strawberries? Are you going to go harvest the fields? Is that a job that you are willing to do? Because majority of the jobs that immigrants do is fast food, hospitality, so housekeeping, cleaning your rooms when you go on vacation, harvesting fields, things like that. And we know that most Americans aren't doing these particular jobs.
Man, we're not trying to hear that. Ain't nobody taking your goddamn jobs. You're always trying to blame somebody for your life not being good. You're not going to do none of the jobs that those people came here doing.
Successfully get through an interview.
Stop it. And then you're going to say, they are masked up. This is Christopher Bush. They are masked up because you crazy people would show up at their house and burn their houses. So why wasn't they burning their houses when Biden was in charge?
Or when Obama did.
When Obama was in there. Why wasn't that going on? Why wasn't these things happening under other presidents, other regimes? Why didn't those problems happen then? Why do they just have to start wearing masks now? You know why they're just starting wearing a mask now? Because they know they're doing bullshit.
And they're scared.
They know they're treating people like shit. That's why. If they were just doing their fucking jobs like normal, they wouldn't have to wear masks.
They want to act like they to watch me.
But they're being terrible people. And that's the reason why they're doing that. Look at Frank Roman. Dude, you need to stop. Just stick with black approach. Man, shut the fuck up, bro. Straight up. I really do not like stuff like that. I don't care what color you are. All oppression is bad. Anybody that's going through anything is bad. And a person like you that does not care and just, it's not my race, I don't care about him. That just shows what type piece of shit person you are. That's all. That's all that proves to me, that you're ridiculous and you don't care about others. Why would I just stick to black oppression? Anybody that's going through anything that's not justified, we're standing up for them. Mm-hmm. I don't care if you're fucking purple. You racists sit around caring about that shit, trying to keep us divided. Nah, we're going to stand together. We're not going to we care about these people that's being treated like shit. Just because they're brown or lighter tone of brown than me, I'm not supposed to care? The fuck out of here. Fuck out of here, man. Stick to the teleprompter, make you sing. Bro, you're a loser, man. Get a life. Anyway, here's something that didn't make the headlines. Trump and Linda McMahon's cut on $1 billion in mental health programs for kids.
McMahon had no answer when she was pressed on whether or not she even thought about how this would even affect children. I don't think we have the video for it. We may.
This isn't America first. It's cruelty first. I don't think we have the clip, but we're not going to. But the clip just talked about. They discussed about the money. I think this is where she made the mistake about the billion and trillion dollars, million and trillion dollars, getting them mixed up. But that's what she talked about. But let's go into this Trump-Musk breakup a little bit more, a little bit deeper. Now to a political breakup for the ages, Trump versus Musk. I'll do it. You just go ahead. They went from a bromance to a battlefield. Musk says Trump would have lost without him. Trump threatens to pull Tesla and SpaceX contracts. Musk counters with Epstein accusations. Let's break it all down, man. Musk donated nearly $300 million to Trump's 2024 campaign. Without that money, Trump would have lost. Trump called Musk a star and even made him a co-leader of the Department of Government Efficiency. Now they're trading insults on social media like two drunk uncles at a barbecue. It's sad, but it's funny. And underneath the chaos, two billionaires are fighting for control over America's tech spending and the future. Fighting over bull. Now, that's not all for this week on Habari News Weekly, from reproductive rights to billion-dollar betrayals. The fight continues. We're going to leave you guys, before we get into comic books, with a word from Angela Davis. You have to act as if it were possible to radically transform the world, and you have to do it all the time, every day. Every day, man, you wake up, man, you got to be ready to change the world and do what it takes to make sure that it's different than the day before. Every day. Now, I appreciate Habari Nation for all the comments. I appreciate everything you guys were saying today, man, even of the stuff that I didn't agree with. I appreciate you guys commenting and talking with us and keeping the discussion going. If we don't talk, man, we can't figure it out. Eon Lighthouse, am I for abortion? Yes, I am for abortion. I'm for women's rights to make a decision on their fucking life and what they want to do. I'm not a man to tell other women what they need to do. So, and I know we're running long today, Aiden, but we're gonna go into this next thing here. We're gonna talk about prisons real fast. Locked in the machinery of mass incarceration in America. And we're going to talk about this real fast before we get out of here, man. Just the prison system in America is terrible. In this segment, we're going to just take a deeper dive into the dark heart of the U.S. criminal justice system, a system not just broken, but built with the intentional design to incarcerate, isolate, and profit from marginalized communities. America's prison nation by the numbers. Let's start with the facts. The United States has over 1.8 million people behind bars, and more than 1.2 million of them are in state prisons. We imprison more people per capita than any other country on earth. We're the worst. That's not freedom, man. That is failure. And the failure is not race neutral. According to the Census Project, Black Americans are incarcerated at nearly 5 times the rate of white Americans nationally. 1 in every 81 Black adults is serving time in state prison. Now let's talk about Wisconsin. They're leading the nation in Black incarceration, where 1 in every 36 Black Wisconsinites is behind bars. This is systemic. This is targeted. It's consistent across the country. Mm-hmm. And in 12 states, over half the entire prison population is Black, even though the Black residents are a minority in the general population. Yep. Latinx and incarceration and the hidden disparity. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So Latinx people who are also disproportionately affected by a prison system. They're incarcerated at 1.3 times the rate of white Americans, with the worst disparity seen in Massachusetts, where Latinx individuals are imprisoned at 4 times the rate of white individuals.
Now, we're not just locking people up. We're erasing families, gutting communities, and sentencing future generations to trauma before they're even born.
Yep.
While recidivism stays high,
people are often asking, well, why do they go back to jail? But when recidivism isn't a mystery, it's a trap. According to the U.S. Justice Department, about 70%, you heard that right, 70% of formerly incarcerated individuals are rearrested within 3 years, and 83% of them arrested within 9 years of their release.
That's sad, man. That's terrible. And I agree, Gordo. Just because we don't agree on everything don't mean that we can't have a debate. I 100% agree. We should be
without
able to
all
talk.
The hate.
We should be able to talk without hating on each other. Mm-hmm. I agree. Now, why? Because reentry means facing housing discrimination, job rejection, mental health crisis, and the lack of educational access, all while still being heavily surveyed and prison trauma and poverty. And what you have is a rigged system / game.
Yep. So let's go ahead and move into how people who experience school discipline, mostly expulsions or school suspensions, how the school is leading directly to the prison pipeline.
We see you, Wilden Beaver. You want to get attention because you said something about lack of black fathers, but that is not the reason why all these people are getting locked up
At all.
At all. Just stop it, man. Just stop the bullshit pushing racism, bro. Let's keep on. Go ahead.
When it starts young, Black children represent only 16% of the public school enrollment, but they're making up 31% of school-based arrests, and they're 2.2 times more likely to be referred to the police than white students for the exact same behavior.
Now, those are the things that everybody loves to blame: lack of fathers, or black people are just criminals. But when we see things like black people are pulled over with white people have paraphernalia more times than black people when they are pulled over, but black people are more likely to be arrested when pulled over, even though the white people have more drugs, more paraphernalia, they're caught with drugs more. But you know what? They get excused. It's okay.
They get a
Go
warning.
home. They get a warning. Us, jail. We don't get those fucking excuses. We don't get that fucking warning. We get jail. And then it's, oh, I don't understand how it's different. Well, obviously, we're not getting the same outcomes that you are getting on your side. That pipeline doesn't end in high school. It ends in prison cells. And it starts with zero tolerance policies, over policing of young black youth, and underfunded schools that treat discipline like law enforcement.
Yep. Let's go ahead and move into the case of Edwardsville, Illinois, where a microcosm of the machine. So we're going to go ahead and zoom in into a real world example here. In Edwardsville, Illinois, in Madison County, to be exact, which is a relatively small town with a massive conviction problem.
Madison County, which I went to high school in Madison County, which includes Edwardsville. I went to high school in Edwardsville, to be exact, consistently shows high conviction rates for felony cases. While specific breakdowns by police department aren't always public, the trend is clear. Once someone is arrested in Edwardsville, they are fucking guilty every time, and they're overwhelmingly convicted every time.
Yep. And we're wondering, what is driving this? It's not just crime. It's the way law enforcement courts and prosecutes and operates in tandem.
Yep.
The police are gathering evidence, arrests are made, prosecutors aggressively pursue convictions, and most defendants accept their plea deals, regardless of their guilt, often under pressure or without the proper legal defense.
Yeah, man. This is a big problem in Edwardsville. A big problem. In other words, if you're arrested in Edwardsville, your odds of ending up with the conviction are astronomically high. The presumption of innocence dies quietly in the courtrooms like these, where efficiency and conviction stats matter more than the truth.
Yep. And we're going to go ahead and go into the economic engine that's behind these mass incarcerations. So let's be real. This isn't just about law and order, as you so claim. It's about money.
Yep.
Prisons are job creators in small towns. Police are getting overtime. Jails are securing federal grants. And municipalities are building their budgets based on citations and jail fees.
Yes, JW. That's in the St. Louis area on the Illinois side. Definitely in the Metro East area, they would call it. It's just that's the city that I'm familiar with, so I know how it is there, and I know how they treat everyone. Yeah,
I believe it.
I bet Texas is fucking horrible. I already know what they're doing to people out there, Miss was it Kimmy Nim?
Mhm.
So we're watching entire economies that operate like plantations, but instead of cotton, they harvest human beings. And under the 13th Amendment, unpaid prison labor is still legal, creating what's effectively a legal loop of modern slavery.
Yep. And the bigger picture, it's a system built on suppression. As the Sentencing Project said plainly, mass incarceration in America did not happen by accident. This was designed, built to uphold a dominant white culture's grip on economic and political power by criminalizing everybody else.
Yep. And even though some progress has been made, like 9 states reducing their prison populations by over 30% in the last decade, the racial disparities haven't budged. The blueprint has not changed.
Yep.
The way forward, not just reform, but rethink.
Right. So what do? The Sentencing Project offers real solutions for us. We're going to eliminate mandatory minimums, decriminalize low-level drug offenses, create racial impact statements for all criminal laws, and we're going to repeal existing policies with proven racial bias.
Now, because reforming a racist structure without acknowledging the racism at its core is just repainting the prison walls, we need to do a lot more to get this system to be fair for all people.
So let's be clear. Mass incarceration is not a broken system. It's doing exactly what it was designed to do.
Exactly. Now, the Weldon Beaver, you've came over here and you said nothing but racist bullshit. Let's listen to that. Why are you blaming whites instead of making black? Bro, you know, 2 things can happen at the same time. White people in a lot of communities are not helping. They are hurting black communities by over-policing, pulling us over, and taking us to jail when situations you usually would give another person the pass.
Just make black communities. Well, the Welding Beaver, you burned us the fuck down in Tulsa, Oklahoma when we created our black communities. So shut the fuck up.
Let's see. Post the stats, my friend. Y'all are both reading. Yeah, this is a script that we wrote.
You do know that all news organizations do that?
That's how shows work, my brother. You write a script and then you fucking, you read it. Anyway, can you not defend a point on your own? These are our words. I don't understand what you're talking about.
You're the victim.
The people who are taking advantage of the poor are the pieces of shit. You guys are the people who are yelling at the person who's been raped instead of the rapist. That's what type of people you guys are.
Yep.
You're taking up for the rapist and you're saying that the person who was raped, oh my God, stop being a victim. That's what y'all do. I'm not saying that I'm being over-policed. I'm saying these towns are over-policed, and we have posted, I don't know how many statistics. She is very black.
Very.
Very black, Mr. Roman. You white man trying to tell somebody what
Frank
race
Ruman,
they are.
He done tried to tell me I'm a white girl for 2 weeks straight.
Yeah.
Get your racist ass off our fucking live feed. Peace the fuck out.
In the St. Louis area, regardless of color, it's all corrupt. It starts with bad. I agree with you, JW. They are corrupt. East St. Louis, they're just a broken structure of a bunch of people who do not care about each other. It's a bad system there. Horrible system of people just getting railroaded. And the tornado that hit down there a couple of weeks ago, and now they're getting no federal help. And a lot of people are struggling.
Stop blowing shit the fuck up when we build our own fucking communities. Do you not remember Black Wall Street when y'all burnt it the fuck down? Because we were building our own fucking shit. Bro. The Welding Beaver, you're a fucking racist piece of shit. I don't care what nobody else got to say. You're a racist piece of fucking shit.
Wow. I mean,
we build our own communities and y'all pieces of shit burns us the fuck down every single goddamn time.
Yeah, I'm happy you're watching. But if you're going to watch, at least
because you sound like you white, Frank Ruman. That's why I think you white.
at least listen, at least take things into heed, at least try to be fair, bro. Coming on here and just screaming out racist shit is just crazy.
It's just bullshit.
But we can interrupt the cycle. We can call it out. We can dismantle it, and we can rebuild something that's fair to everyone.
Most definitely. As James Baldwin once said, not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it's faced.
That's real. That is real. You guys want to hide and act like these things aren't happening. We are going through these things.
You're not even black.
You gonna tell somebody who's not black?
Put your face on your profile.
Yeah, man.
Let's see what you look like. Let's go ahead and put your face up there.
But anyway.
Yeah, Frank White, and so is what's his other name too?
Yeah.
The Weldon Beaver. He white too.
No, man. We don't want to talk to you, bro, because it's gonna be all bad. Because you're on some racist stuff. We're not talking about things that we want to discuss. So let me know if you like this let me know if you guys have anything to say about this, in the comment section. Hit us up, or you could send us an email at info@habaryentertainment.com, and we could talk more about it. But if you have anything that you want to add to the prison system discussion, we can go through it, man. We appreciate it.
He gonna say, at least let me defend myself.
Yeah, man. I don't know what's wrong with that boy.
There go. Thank you, Jimmy. I used to blacker than anybody in this room.
Oh man. But anyway, all right, man. We're gonna go into something that's a little lighter. Let's go into some comic books for a little second. Well, it's not that much lighter because it's more racism bull, but let's go into it, man. Mm-hmm.
Then Frank gonna have the nerve.
Comic Book Corner. Sponsored by...
Man, sponsored by no one, but if you do want to become a sponsor, hit us up at info@habaryentertainment.com, and we will create a package just for you. Mm-hmm. This week, man, we want to talk about the White Panther, man. Marvel Knights and the new face of Wakanda. This is something that's going on in the comic books, man. It's it's just talking about the story of Black Panther, and I think it's White Wolf. Mm-hmm. Is trying to take over Wakanda, and he happens to be white. A lot of people have been running with this week, trying to use this as a way to make themselves feel better because they've been crying about the black mermaids and Black Captain America and anything that has black people in it, period. They've just been pissed. So this making Black Panther white is something that they've been talking about for months and months and months. And so when this story came out, all the races online just loved it. They thought that they were going to see a whole bunch of black people upset and mad online, mm-hmm. but we don't give a fuck. It's a fucking comic book. It's a fucking comic book. So the discussion has been online all week about this white Black Panther, and we have a lot of people
calling him the white Black Panther.
I mean that's he's a white dude, and he's trying to take over Wakanda. That's what's happening in the books. He just happened to be white. So they're posting the memes of Robert Downey Jr. playing the black dude because he did it in the movie back in the day. So
that's why I saw the Ryan Gosling one.
They got Ryan Gosling. They've been saying that for months and months. The Ryan Gosling. They want that to happen really bad because a black person was a mermaid. So now Ryan Gosling, he has to be the Black Panther because they've been doing race swaps so long. They have to do this, and they just been online just going in. And most black people that I've talked to, and any black person that posts online about this, don't give a fuck about this dumbass shit.
They complaining about race swapping when they the motherfuckers that put a white man as the Lone Ranger, when we all know the Lone Ranger was a black man.
We ain't trying to hear. They.
But it's okay.
They just
when
been
they
upset. Do it. They've been upset about this stuff for a long time, and it's just a comic book, man. It's just a comic book. The dude is a white guy trying to take over Wakanda. It's not a big deal, but they're gonna make it a big deal. Everybody's talking about it. Oh, I bet you they're mad. I'm seeing posts. Oh, people are outraged. Nobody's outraged. Nobody gives a. Black people do not care. This is a comic book, and the dude doesn't even become. Dude doesn't even become the Black Panther. It's just bull, man.
These motherfuckers in the comment section really want to debate about what my race is.
It's not something that I think is important. But and today we're going to dive into what might be the most controversial twist in modern comic book history. Marvel Knights: The World to Come. Volume 1 has just dropped, and the comic world is on fire. And no wonder the mantle of Black Panther, the title rooted in Black identity and African sovereignty, has now passed to a white man, supposedly.
Mm-hmm.
Who is Katima? Let's break this all the way down. In the world to come, we fast forward to a new future in Earth 616. Wakanda is politically fractured, and a resistant group called the Aquamarines is threatening the monarchy. Enter Katima, a masked warrior who challenges T'Challa in the ritual combat. But here's the kicker. After defeating T'Challa, Katima removes his mask and boom, blonde hair, pale skin. He declares, I am king now. Wakanda is mine. The kicker, Katima, T'Challa's estranged white-skinned son. Yep, you heard that right. What this means, and in a legacy context, let's be real. For years now, the trend in comic books has been to diversify traditionally white mantles. Sam Wilson as Cap, Miles as Spider-Man, Riri as Ironheart. And it was refreshing, needed, and long overdue. But now Marvel flipped the script. Instead of a white hero becoming more exclusive, they handed a deeply Black legacy to a white heir.
Mm-hmm.
Some say this is just storytelling. Others, especially on Black Twitter, are calling it what it looks like: colonial cosplay with a vibranium budget. Is this a troll or a test? Now, we've got to ask, is Katima meant to be a villain, a false king? Writer Christopher Priest, who's no stranger to navigating race in comics, said this story is its own thing, a vision of the near future, not tightly tied to current canon. So this is Marvel baiting the audience only to pull the rug later, or is it the logical outcome of T'Challa's legacy being rewritten by outsiders? And let's keep it real. Marvel has heard the sarcastic complaints from certain fans. If y'all can race swap other characters, where's the white Black Panther? They've been saying it for months. Now they have their answer, and it's actually as messy and uncomfortable as we thought it would be. Racial backlash and cultural reversal. This ain't happening in a vacuum, folks. The optics of a white man conquering Wakanda, the most famous Black power fantasy in mainstream comics, during a time of real world cultural wars and racial retrenchment. Yeah, it's loaded online. You've got two camps, one side's calling it bold and daring, a clever reversal of the mantle, swapping trend. The other is like, did we learn nothing from colonialism? Because let's not pretend there's been a consistent backlash whenever a hero gets blacked up. Keep Superman white. Miles is just a knockoff. Shuri ain't no Panther. So now when the reverse happens, why is the silence from those critics so loud? The narrative or a political statement. Is this storytelling or a dog whistle? Maybe both. Some folks think Marvel is using this arc to troll those exact fans who complained when legacy heroes became Black or brown. Others believe this is a long game setup. Katima will be dethroned. The real Wakanda will rise again, and maybe this White Panther is just a lesson in hubris. But here's the uncomfortable part. Even if this is intentional provocation, the image of a white man beating a Black icon, taking his crown and claiming the throne, that hits deep. That doesn't just challenge canon, it challenged cultural memory. So what's next, man, with this? Marvel Knights: The World to Come, number 1, volume 1, number 2 drops July 9th, and we'll see if this storyline is setting up redemption or just digging deeper into controversy. And let's not forget, Marvel's been quiet, no press tour, no clarification, no interviews to soften the blow. They're just letting the discourse run wild. And maybe that's the point. Maybe that's the point.
Yep, but you got some comments over here. Comics, you ignorant fuck, is comic books are white people's history and white people only.
Nah, man, you just
ignorant.
Made yourself look ignorant as fuck.
You just ignorant.
Very ignorant.
What color are the people from Turkey? They're brown.
Brown, bro. Why does that matter?
Right.
Why are you protected from white men snapping your neck? What the? Boy, y'all be saying some crazy shit, bro.
The racist comments y'all be coming with.
Black people are Marsha. Okay. Okay. All right. That's enough of the racism. I'll be honest with y'all. I don't hate this twist, but I don't love it either. What I do love is that it's got us talking. And that's the power of comics. When they're done right, they provoke, they challenge, they force us to ask who gets to wear the crown, whose legacies matters. And when that happens, when representation flips direction and the flip hurts, that's what we need to talk about those things. And that's what it's about. Now, whether Katima is a true king, a narrative device, or just Marvel's biggest troll, we'll be watching. We'll keep you guys updated. Drop your thoughts in the comments, tag us on social media, and let us know. Does this storyline cross the line or rewrite the rules? Does this comic book corner, as this is Comic Book Corner, and I'm Damon E. And as always, Wakanda forever, whoever wearing the suit. All right, man. Let's do this last segment before we get up out of here today, man. We're going to go ahead and talk about these NBA playoffs. Run Habari Sports.
Habari Sports.
This week, the Phoenix Mercury, they are set to play against the Vegas Aces tonight at 7 p.m. at the Foot Center. And fans are eager to see if the Mercury can win against the defending champions this week. Additionally, the Arizona Diamondbacks will face the Los Angeles Dodgers tonight at 6:40 at Chase Field.
Mm-hmm.
The Diamondbacks are also aiming to improve their standings in the National League's West Division. So we're going to see how the Diamondbacks come out tonight, and we're going to also see how the Mercury pairs up against the Lynx.
All right, man. Let's go ahead and talk about the NBA playoffs real fast. NBA Finals Game 1, quick recap. It was a great game, man. I watched, looked at the numbers, not very good. A lot of people watch. No one cares about Indiana and OKC. So that's bad. But it's cool to see these people, these new young people come up and try to take the reins. I like it. It was a great game. So I just wish that that more people just watched it. The game that it had a lot of fans on edge, man, on the edge of their seat because it was just a great game. And the Indiana Pacers pulled off a stunning 111-110 victory over the OKC Thunder, marking one of the most dramatic comebacks in NBA Finals history. It was really great, man. Trailing by 15 points in the fourth quarter, the Pacers rallied with Tyrese Halliburton hitting a game-winning jumper with just 0.3 seconds remaining. It was a great game, man. Halliburton's clutch performance was history-making. Nothing short of heroic. Despite a challenging first half, he finished with 14 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists. This game winner was his fourth in the final 5 seconds of the game this postseason, man. Tying him with Reggie Miller and trailing only LeBron James in such feats since 1997. They start keeping track of this. Now, let's get into some of the analytics and some of the analysis of the game. The Pacers' resilience was evidence, especially considering their 25 turnover compared to the Thunder's just 7, a negative 18 turnover differential. Historically, teams with such a deficit have lost playoff games, making Indiana's win even more remarkable. Indiana's three-point shooting also played a crucial role, hitting 18 of 39 attempts, while Oklahoma City managed 11 of 30. 11 of 30. They did not shoot well. With this victory, the Pacers have taken a 1-0 lead in the series. Game 2 is set for Sunday. I thought it was going to be tonight. Damn. June 8th at 5 p.m. The Thunder will need to regroup and address their late game execution to even this series. So what do you guys think about the series? Hit me up. Let me know. I know a lot of people aren't watching. If you're not watching, let me know why you're not watching. But let's go ahead and get up out of here. Let's do a couple comments before we go. The new Superman movie is really going to trip you cowards out. Comic books are white people's history. God, dog. And you're black. Well, you are definitely a special one, Bastion Jude. If white man spot if white men sport black men also, what? I don't know what that means, bro. That's not words. I can breathe because of, yeah, a whole bunch of racist shit. All right, man. So y'all just see black people and just have to say racist shit. It's so ridiculous. All right, let's go ahead and get up out of here, man. We appreciate everybody watching. Please subscribe, hit that like button, hit the share button, subscribe for us. We really appreciate you guys. And like I said, even the people that we disagree with, man, we appreciate you guys' comments. You keep the show going and keep the flow going. And then we love to learn, and we love to teach others. And that's what it's about. Learning how we can get along, learning how we can make this world a better place. So until next week, Habari Ghani, Habari Nation, we appreciate it. Peace.
Thanks for watching another episode of Habari Live. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and get updates on news, the podcast, and more. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And don't forget to visit www.habaryentertainment.com.